What is up, you beautiful collectors and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans? Thanks for tuning in. Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, something very special. It seems like I have been waiting to get my hands on these forever. At least the past couple of months, it seems like. On today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at the 1988 remastered Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures from Playmates Toys. And like I said, I have been seemingly waiting for these forever. They were released, like I said, I want to say like 2 months ago, something like that, maybe even longer. But they were at Walmart. And I believe they're Walmart exclusives. And there was a really large like end cap kind of thing that had these. My local Walmart never got them, so I constantly was waiting to find them. A lot of people were trying to sell them for way more than what they're really worth. I'll touch on this. These are probably one of the best value figures that I've seen all year, and I'll get into that more here in a bit. But I was not willing to pay past that price for these kind of things. They're great figures. It's just, when people are charging like $50 a figure, no, forget you. But luckily, I was able to be patient, and they finally showed up on the Walmart website, and I was able to get all 4 of them, and I'm super, super thrilled. Basically, what Playmates has done is something that a lot of toy companies have been doing a lot lately. When you take a look at like the likes of Mattel, they've been doing the Masters of the Universe Origins line. Transformers with Hasbro, they're doing a lot of kind of like throwbacks and things like that. I mean, hell, we're getting a G1 Universe Optimus Prime, which is basically that missing link Optimus Prime, which is a highly articulated G1 looking toy, and they're doing it with like Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, probably going to do it with several other characters, which is really funny in terms of like the missing link sort of thing. So Playmates is doing it as well, and we've been seeing that a lot lately with kind of like remastering some vintage figures and things of that nature, or well, not really remaster, I shouldn't say remaster, but re-releasing some of those. Like we got, I took a look at the toilet taxi. They're re-releasing sort of with, they have minor changes to them. The pizza throwing, I forgot what that's called. They're re-releasing the Technodrome, all this kind of stuff, and they re-released a lot of the figures. The remastered ones basically take the overall look of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures from back in the 80s and remaster them by putting in like new weapons and new articulations. So these are completely redesigned for the most part, but it also makes sense because they are, as you can see up here, celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in terms of the cartoon, which is realistically what got a lot of people into the Ninja Turtles. I was originally always a Ninja Turtle fan from the comics, the original Mirage comics. I've talked about that before. And then the cartoon came out, and it enhanced my love of them. Completely different than how they were in the comic books, but I fell in love with these. Like, the Ninja Turtles were such a huge part of my life growing up. So I'm really super happy that they're doing this. So you got like this 40 years up here. Really cool art with what would we got? Michelangelo, Raphael. Oh yeah, all 4 of them kind of going around there. Very, very original toy-ish kind of thing. Absolutely love it. All new articulation. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 1988 Leonardo. I'm doing all of these in one video, so this is going to be a little bit longer of a review, but I wanted to focus on all of them and not split it up. You come around here to the side, and you can see you got the classic 1988 styling, which I love, now with 13 points of articulation, which is really very, very cool. And then we got a bonus weapons. things of that nature, and a customizable display base, which you can kind of see right down there, which is really very cool. And I didn't even notice, like, yeah, they got a lot of different weapons, but you can see all 4 of them here in the back and how they come with bases, which is really very cool. I was talking about, you know, the price and how I think that these are probably the best value figures that we've gotten this year. Each one of these is like $12.99. So after tax, a little over $13 for one of these. This is 13 bucks. That is amazing to me when something like this is still like $20. I mean, that is unbelievable if you ask me. A core class figure this big is like $10, $11. This is $13. And you can see the figure, you see all the accessories, you see that they come with the display stand. I honestly cannot think of a better value action figure that's been released this year. For Michelangelo, again, you can see very similar to the actual original, I don't want to say G1, but the original toy. You got all of his weapons there with the coloring and everything on there. That's a little bit different because remember, the original toys were kind of like a orangish brown kind of thing. But you got the same thing here all on the side. You got all 4 of them there on the back. Absolutely fantastic. Set that there. Here we have my favorite. Everybody always asks me, what's your favorite Transformer? What's your favorite Ninja Turtle? Always, it was the smart ones. That's what I always kind of gravitated towards. So Transformers, it was Wheeljack, or for Decepticon, Shockwave. Absolutely loved those guys. For the Ninja Turtles, it was Donatello. Always loved Donatello. Panthro for the Thundercats. All that kind of stuff. The smart character was always Egon, my favorite Ghostbuster. The smart ones were always the ones that I just naturally gravitated towards. So I don't know, I'm weird like that. But you can see the packaging is basically the same all the way around. You can come around here. You can go to the different places for Playmate Toys. You got that here on the top. I mean, the packaging on these are really very nice. That, I mean, I could see myself if I see them in stores. Or again, they're only $13. So, I mean, I might get another set just to kind of have. Here we have Raphael, a lot of people's favorites. He's very hot-headed, very cool, but you can see, again, all the accessories there. Got him on the side. Same thing for the back. So, like I said, I'm going to do all these figures in one review just to kind of nail it all. That way I don't spread it out and kind of bore everybody. So this is going to be a longer video. Hopefully you enjoy it. I am going to do a little bit of cutting. I'm going to have to edit this on my iMovie kind of thing. I can't do any of my intros or anything just because I don't have any of those saved as a video on here, so I can't really do an intro or a fade or anything like that. But I can do the iMovie where I can split things up and put video sections together. So, but for the packaging on these guys, that's about it. Absolutely fantastic. I love them. Definitely a package sort of thing that might make me want to double dip. And again, it's not that much. $13 per figure. You're looking at a little over 50 bucks for 4 action figures. So $50 is that's amazing. I mean, that's I don't even want to say that's a liter. Well, that's less than a liter class. But for the packaging on these guys, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get them out here and see how cool they actually are. All right, my dudes and dudettes. Here we have the 1988 remastered Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Playmates, opened up and out of their packaging. And, you know, I really am absolutely impressed with these figures. Now, interestingly enough, for the most part, these are universally loved, but there is something about these particular figures that Playmates decided to do that really does kind of put a lot of people off, me included. It's not enough to make me not like the figures, but there is definitely some weirdness to them. Now, starting off first with Leonardo, we're going to bring him front and center. As you can see, all of them, like I said, do come with this display base, which, again, at a price point of $13 for these, I'm really impressed. Now, all the bases are identical in terms of the detail that's on there. But you do get a couple extra, all of them have these extra little bits that you can put on there to kind of differentiate them. And they can all connect. So you can see that he's got like this little antenna sort of thing. And then you got these little hole bits here in the back. So you can kind of put this wherever you want. Just plug that in there. Now all of them have something that attaches to the back, and then they have something like this, which you can put right there. It doesn't sit on anything. It doesn't peg onto anything. It literally just kind of like sits there, and that, I mean, I do kind of wish that there was a plug option for that, but I mean, it is what it is. And then you can obviously take him and put them on there. Now, there's no peg hole or anything, so you do have holes on the bottom, but there are no pegs to kind of use. So you do have that. And then, like I said, you can connect all these, which we'll do here in a bit, but just setting that there for right now. Accessory-wise, he comes with this really cool, very unique and different weapon that we've seen. You got the little sections right here where you can hold on to it, and it's like a kind of thing like that. But overall, fairly nice. Let's see. He also, I feel like I'm missing something. I swear to God, Morgan. Now, they do come with their throwing stars, which, again, is very normal for them. The original vintage Turtles came with this. They also came with one of these guys, which is like this dagger sort of thing. I don't know what it's specifically called. And then I don't know where it went. So I feel like Pepper or Morgan probably got a hold of it, but it's like a handheld kind of thing. It's like this. Did it get moved into? Oh yeah. Oops. All right. I take it back. I'm sorry, babies. There she is. There you go, baby. Hi, Margot. Now she's just not even caring. She's licking her butt. It's this. So it's like a little dagger sort of thing. So. Does come with those, and now these are all identical for all four of the Turtles. Their other weapon, though, is different. So this is Leonardo's, which is really cool. He also does come with his katanas that you can see. You can slide there in the back, which very much like the original. I'm just trying to line that up proper. Very much like the original, and bringing in the original so you can kind of see that. Now, this... I want to say this was like a 2001 reissue, I think. So, slightly different. I want to say they're the same size as the original ones. I do know that the very recent reissues that had been sold, I want to say they got scaled down. I'm not entirely sure if these ones are scaled down, but you can see that the swords, as opposed to this brownish orange color that I talked about earlier, had now been painted and updated with the blue for the handles. You got silver gray for the weapon, but the overall look is pretty much the same. Head's a little bit different, though. I'm kind of curious why they decided to go with this. You can see where he's got the open mouth on both sides. This one is just like a half one. But you can see that definitely a little bit smaller looking. But the overall same design in terms of like the belt and everything. I like the fact that they got the same color, kind of matching the skin of the turtle itself. But you got the straps and everything. Very, very cool all the way around, but you can see that there is a overall size difference between the two of them. The one thing that Playmates always did back in the day was they put these figures in pre-posed sort of positions. So you got him kind of like that with his weird foot kind of up there coming down here. That is kind of weird or annoying. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but he only had a total of 5 points of articulation. I think they say that it has like 15. Now the head here is on a ball joint, so you get a good range of motion with that. Shoulders move in and out. They're on pin hinge joints, so they're pinned in, so you get the rotation, and then you got the hinge in and out. You have that same thing with the elbow. Basically, they just use pin hinge joints for all of these, except for the swivel at the wrists. Nothing at the waist, and then pin hinge joints for the hip section, so you can't really move them out unless you rotate them and then move it out. So you can do that. You do have a pin hinge joint at the knee as well, and then just a swivel down here at the ankles. I do kind of wish that they put a pin hinge joint down there at the ankle, because if you're gonna pose them or something, well, actually that's pretty solid. Now that I was thinking about it, I was like, maybe it would be nice to have some kind of flexibility there, but it's not really necessary, because as you can see, you can get a walking pose from. That's actually kind of cool. Let's see how well balanced these guys are. So, oh yeah, that's not going to work all that well, because because the way that, I almost would have preferred maybe having ball joints for the hips. Probably would have been a little bit better, I would think. I don't know. But you do have to be careful, because if you don't have them kind of shifted forward, he will fall back. So overall, really very cool. Now, this is the part that some people aren't going to like, and I do think it's kind of weird. When you come in here, you got this really weird pitted texture on the skin. The original, and I don't know if any Ninja Turtle, maybe they did. I haven't collected all of them, but there is no texturing on the original ones. They decided to put texturing throughout the entire body on him, and it's weird. It definitely is. Like I said, it doesn't ruin the figure for me. And honestly, like, they had this texturing. I do remember that they put this texturing on the movie Turtles. So it's kind of like that, but it's weird. I will agree with a lot of collectors that say that that's kind of a weird choice to do. Now, for Mikey here, again, you do have the unique weapon, which is kind of like, I'm sure it's got a name, but it's kind of like nunchucks with a blade on there and then a string. Or it's just plastic. You can't really do anything with it. It's stuck in this. You can kind of, it's softer, so you can kind of move it around, but I probably wouldn't do that. As I talked about, you do get the little dagger weapons as well, and you do get the throwing stars. For his base, again, just kind of taking a look, you got some slime down here, you got a slice of pizza, really nice texture, really nice paint on the entire thing. Again, you got this little antenna thing, which you just kind of put that there. This kind of looks like maybe some kind of a vent that you can put, again, anywhere that you want on it. And then setting this back here, you can see that you can connect these. Each side here has the little prong, so you just bring that together, and it just kind of sits there. It doesn't really latch in, which is kind of unfortunate, but it just is gonna kind of sit just like that for the most part. So you can kind of connect them, or just kind of make it look like they're connected of sorts. And you can do it a couple different ways. You can connect them all across this way. You got front sections here, so you can also then come around here. You can put it like that if you wanted to. So you got options when it comes to it. It's just personal preference and what you kind of want to do for your display. And kind of space as well. These don't take up a ton of space, but you're going to take up a lot less space if you do like the 2 and then 2 as opposed to all of this. Now for the figure himself, again, absolutely amazing. Still matches with the original, much like the Leonardo one did, where you got the color, which is fairly accurate. His mouth is more normal than Leonardo's, where you got the half smile properly displayed on there. You have the belt with the M. Same thing with the color around there, a little bit more vibrant of colors come around the back. You can never take these and fold these and put them in here without, over time, them having a stress mark on there and then them breaking. But I do like the fact that you still have that. And the difference now is that his nunchucks, and I don't know, I always kind of thought it made more sense to put his nunchucks this way as opposed to putting them like this, even though it probably looks a little bit better to do this, but I feel like he's going to reach back here and grab them, and it makes more sense to pull down as opposed to coming up here and pulling up. That's just my thought process on it. For his nunchucks, though, you got real metal chains, which is nice, so you can actually nunchuck people. Great. I absolutely love that. Whenever they can use metal for his nunchucks, I'm super happy. But again, you got the weird pinning through the entire thing, which just, it is weird. It really is weird. Now, you know, when you're this far away, you really can't tell all that much. It's only when you get real close and look at it. But it does throw me off. It's a valid kind of thing. Exact same articulation with the ball joint, pin hinge joints, and things of that nature. You got the swivel down here. I still find it weird that they got these big giant peg holes on the bottom of the feet, but no pegs to attach them to. So really very nice. Great detail. You can see the shell has a lot of nice texture on there. That I'm kind of used to in terms of the texturing, just not on the actual. I love that there's a ball joint for the head. That's really nice. But and the texturing throughout the skin and everything is kind of weird to me. Now for Donatello, my favorite of all the Ninja Turtles, again, he's got his weapons as well. I just dumped them in here. Same weapons with the hand weapons, the little Chinese throwing star. Set that there. He's got this piece though, so instead of having one of the ones in the back, you got this little peg hole right here. So, and you can put this on any of the other ones, you know, so you don't necessarily have to put it here. You can put it on Mikey's or Raph's, whatever you want to do, but you're going to put that right there. And again, it's one of those little vent thingies. And then you got this guy, which looks like a giant air conditioner, which is going to just kind of sit there. Again, put it wherever you want to. His weapon here is kind of like a bow staff that has the chains in Mace weapon on the edge, but you can like twirl that around if you want to. Same type of thing with him. Where is Donatello? I'll bring in Donnie. Now this is weird. Like, so this head I feel like should be on Leonardo's, because Leo had the closed mouth on that side, much like his, but they use the double open, whereas the vintage double open should be here. So it's like the heads are swapped, which is definitely weird. But again, same great detail with the skin texturing. You know, that's nice to see. Skin color looks really good. That texture is weird, but you know, it's nice that it's something that's different. He does have a much longer bow staff than the original one did, which is crazy, but I do like that. You got the nice purple on there as well. Overall, the head should be reversed with, or flopped around with Leonardo's. So don't know why they did that. And then finally, Raphael. Get these up on here. I'm going to have to put those in like a little Ziploc baggie. I really like his extra weapon. They're like little hammers and on like this connected bit right here that you clearly can tell that Raphael would love using that. He's got he's got all those same weapons. He's got like a little chimney right here. But then his has this little ladder sort of thing, which attaches to the two, and then you can make it look like it's a ladder, which that's really nice. Again, great detail with all of these. Super cool. Figure wise, very similar to what we got, obviously, previously. Okay, oops, sorry. Hitting the camera here. You can see, though, with Raphael, they got the face a little... Even when you look at the like the slightly more open look right there, that's pretty good. So, again, I don't know why they swapped those. Like, I feel like that's a bit of a mess up, honestly. But again, same amazing detail in terms of the color, the red bandana. I absolutely love that they included this as well. So you can see that his little back section here had a weapon holder for that weapon. I love the fact that they included that on this new remastered one, that you could put that right there. And then the front section here is where he stored his size, which is super, super cool. Again, this was originally just done in a plastic, whereas this one, you know, their weapons were pretty much done on, like all these weapons were pretty much done on a piece of gray or silver plastic, and then they actually painted some of that, which is really nice to see. Same amount of articulation on there. Put his little thing there. And it's like, I love his size. Those are extremely well done. All the articulation is there, but again, the weird pitting throughout the entire, like just the green, not even on the chest. I mean, the back section has the texturing, but that's fairly normal. That's just weird to me. I mean, it is what it is. I'm still thrilled to have them, and I'm going to be totally honest. You know, when it comes down to these retro figures, I've had these in my display for as long as I can remember, since I got them. So I don't even remember how long that is. But these figures have been in my display. I'm honestly probably going to put those into storage and display these guys because they're so cool looking. I'm really happy with the overall execution of these. You know, the display stand, all the accessories, which you get a ton of accessories. You get like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that right? That can't be right. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like 14. That's 14 points of articulation. Didn't the package say 15? I don't remember. But I mean, it's absolutely incredible to me that for $12, $13, it's like $12.99, that they were able to produce figures like this when a lot of other big companies out there, Mattel, Hasbro, a lot of the big companies out there really don't put forth that much for the price. You know, I mean, I was recently doing my review of Steeljaw, and one of the prevailing kind of critiques about that is that figure is a $10 figure, and people say it's not worth $10. That's a $10 figure. This is a $13 figure. So it's a valid point when you think about it. You know, these figures, these Masters of the let me pull this one out. These Masters of the Universe Origin figures, which are pretty, you can't see it, pretty decent just by themselves, are like $20, $18, something like that. So I mean, and you don't get bases or anything with this. You get a couple accessories, but this, you know, these all come with a lot of accessories. Comes with a base, comes with a articulated figure, which is way better than anything that we got with the vintage ones. I mean, this literally, in my mind, is the value figure of the year. I cannot think of a better value in terms of what you get and what you pay for than these four figures right here. And I would absolutely love it. I doubt they're going to. I mean, I think this is something that they did because it's the 40th anniversary. I would fucking love it if they did a shredder like this, because that vintage shredder is crap. I mean, the pose on it is absolutely atrocious. You know, but like doing that, I mean, not necessarily Krang. You know, Bebop and Rocksteady would be cool. I would love to see that. But at least Shredder, maybe a Foot Soldier, because the Foot Soldiers was kind of weird as well. So Shredder, Foot Soldier, Bebop and Rocksteady, another four, and I'd be fine with it. I mean, maybe a Baxter, but you know, I mean, I think those four would be perfect to do if you wanted to kind of continue on this remastered line of sort. But I think Bebop and Rocksteady, I think those came out in the next group, because I think the first group was the 4 Turtles, Shredder. Oh, God, I'm trying to remember and I can't. But either way, like I said, I definitely think that these are the value figures of the year. If you disagree, that's perfectly fine. But let me know what you think would be, for what you get, value for the money. Let me know what you think is the best figure release of the year. Try to convince me that it's not these. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Playmates Toys 1988 remastered Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, I know it's a little bit longer, but I would appreciate it if you would show your love and support by hitting that thumbs up button. That one small gesture really, truly does go a long way towards helping me out and helping out the channel, and I would very much appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. Got to do that as well. That way I know that a lot of people still enjoy my videos. But until next time, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus, and until next time, this is me saying to please remember that the real trouble with this world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.